Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This is gonna be the ultimate best Alex build. So I'm gonna try to do a ultimate best for all masterminds. That would be like the definite like best build since they're not gonna update the game anymore. So let's get into the build here. So first, the first perk there that I'm using is the one where you can bring Yetoveo. You know, she recharges faster. You can be kind of random here if you want, but I just myself prefer to use the one that I can use her more frequently. Now the second one here, I also recommend using this one, the one that increases the damage the more infection they have. That will help you down them more, as you'll see. And for the third passive, I like this has to be the mechanic. You do not want to use anything else or it completely breaks the build. So it has to be the mechanic there for the third. And for the special cards, which is the reason why I use the second passive there that I used, is I use the infection one to increase their infection. But you can also use the triple mines there if you want. So if you're gonna use the triple mines, you probably don't necessarily have to use the second perk there as a increased damage on infection. You could probably switch at that point. Really wouldn't matter. But if you're using the infectious trap like I am using there, I would recommend using the second passive for increasing damage as they get more infected. And for the mod there, you see the special card, the mod, that's what you want to use for the third area as well. Now for the first equipment, we have the Lucas special here, which is gonna not only set up the traps faster, but it also gives you energy when you hit the survivors with it. This as well also gives you energy, which is the second equipment there. And these two are meant to like fuel the build essentially. They're fuel to the build, and these two are just setups, faster setups for the traps, so that you do not, the survivors don't have much reaction time to them. Now going to the deck, this is the best version that I could find for Alex. And you see, mostly the only difference there, you see I'm using pretty much all the traps that have a large blast radius. And I have the little one for extra damage as well that costs 2 points. I try using this that I'm selected right now, the discount. I try using the clone and the quick draw there, but it was just, she doesn't have that kind of energy like Spencer, for example, where I do use the clones on my trap build. So with that discount, you can use the discount on these high costing traps that you see me there selecting, and it will combine with the effect of the discount card there as well with the mod of the discount on the traps too. Maybe you get like -3 on the amount required there to use it. So let's move on to the first game here. I have a bunch of games. I think that the last one is probably the funniest one. But I have a bunch of games here to like showcase to you guys how to play the build and whatnot. So it's good that you have the what's the name, the Red Queen mod as soon as you can, because you want to start using the traps, right? Now the first thing I will mention is notice how I'm setting up. These high explosion mines are really good for the doors. The high explosion, I mean the high radius. It doesn't have to necessarily be the high explosive one, but any of the traps that have a high radius of the explosion are good traps to be used on the doors, because they cannot avoid it as soon as they open it. And you see, this is what you want to try to do. And notice how I have the discount on my hand there as well, just waiting until when I get you see right there, when I get the expensive one, then I use the discount, and I not only cycle my hand because I'm using the discount, but I'm getting rid of the discount card, but I'm also getting a benefit for that, which is the discount as well. Essentially my energy doesn't go down because I'm wasting one to use the discount, but I'm actually gaining one, on the high expensive mine there. So and you see right there, you really have to combo your cards properly to make this really effective. So you notice how I'm not just like just spamming like mindlessly. I'm actually thinking about the traps that I'm using and why I'm using them, such as like the air one, because every type of trap can, in a way, kind of serves a purpose. They're not just there to blow up. You see, for example, like right now, it's a good time for me to set up those. And notice again how I'm just waiting on the discount there. This time I forgot to use there, but that's what you want to do. And this may look easy like watching, but when you're playing it's actually not that kind of easy. Like for example, when I'm playing this, I'm pretty much not even looking at the screen. I'm just looking at my hands, because you have to be paying attention to what's going on the cards there to be able to use not only the discounts but the traps properly. And you see how like they got completely destroyed by that because there's too much. I'm combining the cards too well. Like as soon as they get hit for it with the like the air mine, for example, I just set up a bunch of explosives right next to them, and they kind of go down like that because it's too much of high damage in a row. And notice as well how I'm not just like putting the trap and exploding it right away. Sometimes I place a trap, but I'm combining with others before I blow them up, which is mostly what I do when I use the air one, because the air one gives you time to set up like maybe 2 mines before you have to blow one of them, and they still kind of not avoided. So I just set up as much as I can of the high damaging ones or the tracker, so I can actually get them down. Instead of just placing one and just blowing it right away, I just combine multiple of them together to increase the damage. And you see, notice right there again how I'm combining. Notice how I placed the trap behind her before I use the trap in front of her, because the reason for that is because if she sees the trap and she tries to avoid it, she's either going to stop to shoot it or she's going to run backwards. And if she runs backwards, I already have my trap set up there. We're just waiting for her in case she does that. So that's how you got to think. Notice how I'm like combining everything together and not just randomly, spamming mines. Notice there again the discount. How I use, you see what I mean? I'm placing one in front of her and one behind her, and she kind of has nothing she can do. If she goes back, she's get hit. If she goes forward, she gets hit. And if she stays still, I can spam another one. I can spawn another trap, and she's gonna get hit anyway. Instead of just spawning traps like on top of them every single time, and they can just move away. You see again here, like I'm setting up a little bit in front, and right there I got a triple hit. You see how I used 2 traps there? I set up both the high explosive one, and I also set up the tracker before actually exploding the high explosive one. So that way I essentially increase the damage because of the tracking as well. And just like that, everyone goes down. And I have the camera can be a bit of bring a bit of clunkiness to your hand, your card there. So I just kind of use the camera shield. If I need to get rid of my, from my hand, if I want to cycle things better. It's not a problem if you're just like wasting it like that, depending on the situation. So when he's at the door like this as well, is a perfect moment to use the. You see again how I place 2 mines before I blow the first one, because they're still getting up, so I have time to do 2 mines together instead of just using one. See, now is a good time to use the shield. And he's using the recharge there. Not the recharge, the recovery. Now I'm just placing mines everywhere, and they're gonna like end up exploding all of them together. I'm essentially blocking the path right there as well by placing the traps a bit too far apart. So she kind of has to deal with the traps before she goes through that pathway. Again, see, I can play. You see, right now, for example, the reason why I did not place 2 mines in this case was because I had the air one. So the air one is not gonna combo with the explosive one. The explosive one, if you blow them up together right next to each other, the explosive one is just gonna pretty much nullify the air one. It's gonna destroy your own trap, so you get no benefit from it. So that would be an example of where you should actually not try to combo the traps. But if you're just getting like the tracker mine or just multiple explosive ones, then you can definitely throw them all together before you blow them up, and that will just increase the damage. It's not gonna like one trap blow the other. One trap will indeed blow the other, but because they both do damage, it's all good. And you can see like this build is pretty hard. Like people, I think only one team got to Area 3 once, and was like on the beta map. I think it's downtown, the name, if I'm not mistaken. And but once you get the third mod there for the Area 3, it becomes even like worse, because you don't have to actually manually blow up the mines; they just go off by themselves. And that way you can plan even better when you have that mod, because you're just like spamming things essentially. You see right there as well how the discount is really good for a situation like that. By using the discount there, I got -1 on every single card. Trap. So it helps for those situations as well. On Area 3 is the only area where this discount can become not like a super problem, but a little bit of an annoyance. You see right there, I had to get rid of the camera, and then I used my my thing after the discount. Notice how I'm actually thinking about the cards that I'm using, and I just spam. You see the what's it called? Martin is completely trapped there. It's kind of funny, and he just rage quit it. But like I was saying, notice as well how he was trying to disarm the traps. If he does that, you can just place another trap right next to him, and he probably won't even have time enough to get up from the disarming of the other one before you blow him up, and that would also combo. So you're gonna blow up the second mine that you placed, and you're also gonna blow up the mine that he's trying to disarm. So he gets double the damage. It's pretty funny and overpowered at the same time. So you see right now in this case, I have no traps in my hand, so I have to get rid of something. So I'll just use the shield in this case. And you see, like right now, I could get rid of the shield, but I'm not using it because I might need it if they start shooting me, and also because I want to keep, preserve my energy. I don't want to just waste like my entire energy like that. And if I wasted both the discount card and the camera card at the same time right there, I would have been probably with like 0 energy, and that's not too good. So you see what I mean? Like when they're gonna open the doors, those mines that have a high explosive radius are really. You see how I was able to place like 4 mines there before before she got up. And see, the only problem is when you get both the discount and the camera at the same time. But at that point, you can just like use one of them. No issue. I usually use the camera because she might actually benefit me, and I just save the discount for when I actually get those high costing ones. I mean, yeah, there's not much they can do. But really, the key is mostly the high explosive area ones. The air one, there's the shock one, and the high explosive mine. Though those are really where the magic happens, because you can just keep like stunning them over and over again if you can manage to cycle them. But like I was mentioning about area 3, the discount on area 3 is just a little bit. It's not a problem, but it's just a little bit annoying, because on area 3 you're gonna have 3 mods in your hand with this build. So when you get the discount there, or the camera shield for that matter as well, you're just gonna have to use it right away, because you can't really combo with anything else on your hand because you're already holding 3 mods at all times. But that's usually not a problem, because the fact that you can blow the mines instantly, it compensates. You just end up killing them so fast that the fact that your hand is kind of clunky really doesn't matter. Doesn't really play that big of a part. And also the fact that your energy also replenishes faster in area 3. So notice how I'm thinking about comboing my cards. I'm gonna blow him up first with the high explosive one before I use the air one. You see, he got hit by that, but there's a little cooldown on the stun when they get stunned like that on some occasions. You see, that's the example right there. Why you should not place traps like exactly on top of them, because if they move, it becomes useless at that point. It's best when you can do like one in front of him and one behind him, or just in the area around, especially those that have a bigger range of effect on the explosion. That way you just completely cover all their escape options. You see, right now what I'm doing is really just waiting for my energy to recharge a little bit, because like I mentioned, I don't want to be like with like 0 energy, like just like in 1 second like that. So it's smarter not to just waste both my camera and the discount there at the same time. And you see, like, I was able to place like so many mines before he even got up there. He got up by himself, but I'm gonna use the. You see how many traps he can place. The air one is really the most overpowered one, honestly. I think I placed like 5 traps there before he even was able to move. It's pretty funny when they're cornered like that. The air mine is just crazy. And you see as well how the tracker mine also pushed her away. That also happens if you use the tracker mine. Once she's already stunned by the air one, it pushes her away as if it was another air one. It's kind of weird, but whatever. And you see, You see how I'm blocking all passages there. I'm not just placing all the traps together. Like, I place one to the left, one to the right. Kind of make a circle around them, things like that. It's always harder to escape. Just like that, I mean. It's pretty funny. Like, when you combo the cards properly, like you see me doing here, it's actually even more like overpowered than what people make it this build to be. When you combo, it's like way too much to handle. But it's kind of funny to just like throw them around like non-stop like that, especially when they go down like in 2 seconds. It's pretty fun to play. But this build it is actually like broken because there's like no counter to it, especially because of the doors. Because technically a counter would be just to never stop moving, but the fact that she can just place a trap in front of you and one behind you, and the area of effect of the traps and everything. The fact that you have to stop to open doors, it just makes it so you can't really avoid the traps. Right there, the trap was too far, so we didn't hit him. But you can always hit them when they open the door like that, with any trap, honestly. But the ones with higher range are a little better. The higher explosion range. You see how I'm setting up my other one already. Notice again how I'm spreading out. I'm placing on the left and the right, so they have to step on something. They can't just like walk around it, or they have to stop shooting. Turning off the lights here, like I did here, it helps as well. So because then they can't really see the traps very well. When the zombie grabs him like this is also another great opportunity that you have to just set up a ton of traps while he's stuck on the animation. And you see, he tried to walk around it, but because of the high, notice how I placed right in the middle of the path as well. So even if he went left or right, it would hit him anyway. So you just you have to be a little smart about how you use the traps and everything. See, I'm gonna use the discount as well to get rid of my the camera there. And they're not shooting. Notice how they're not shooting my cameras, but it really wouldn't matter because I usually have this shoot active when I need it or all the time. You see, like right now, the shoot just ended, but I just got another one. So even if they were trying to shoot my camera, they would not be able to destroy it at this point. And meanwhile, while I have the shoot active, they're just getting hit like nonstop from every side. And I think that's gonna be game. Oh, there's only one. No, there's two people up still. And she's gonna open the door. You see, I can easily guarantee a hit here. As soon as she opens that, just like that. And I mean, it's really too much to handle. And like a situation like this, for example, she has to destroy the trap to be able to go through that pathway, especially the air one. I can also use it in advance, a little bit how I did there. So even if she avoids the trap, she still has to wait a few seconds before the entire air animation goes away. Speaking of which, if you know the survivors are about to destroy your traps, you always want to destroy them yourself if you see they're already about to destroy the trap. Because if you destroy yourself, even though they already shot the trap, they do not get any time for it. Not just that, but especially with the air mine. If they shoot the air mine, it just makes like a one sort of blow, so to speak, and then it is done. But if you blow them yourself, then it does like that long in like 5 seconds blow where it just keeps going. Even if, like I said, even if they're already shooting the trap, if you blow them yourself, they're gonna have to deal with that like 5 seconds turn of air coming out of the trap. So that will at least buy you some time to actually place traps behind them, because if you think about it, they can't walk forward because the air is just coming out of the trap. And if they walk backwards, you have traps that you're setting up. So again, they're gonna get hit regardless of what they do. Good example here again, how I used the discount there to give me -1 on my traps there that were on my hand. And see again, I'm not setting up right now because I want to save these are very good traps. I want to save them for when I actually need it while I'm building up my energy. You never want to really be like 0 energy all the time. It's good that you have some leverage there waiting if you need it. I'm gonna place 2 there together. I think I kind of fucked up there, but I didn't blow up the mine fast enough or something. But you see, sometimes I forget to use the discount as well because, like I said, this is easy to watch. When you're actually playing, comboing everything the way I'm doing here is actually a little not that easy. You have to be constantly focusing on what you're getting there and thinking quickly to be able to combo everything. Just like that's pretty funny. I mean, come on. And just like that, there. You see how I'm placing just far away enough that it will still hit her, but it will also, you know, cover if she tries to go away and things like that. I mean, this is a. I mean, I think this match worked because I just got the right cards at the right time every second of the match, but they just there's like nothing they could have done there. It was pretty funny. He's trying to heal them, but I mean, that's not a good idea. I can kill him right now because I have two. I have the explosive one plus the shock one. Then. And just like so, I think all matches here were in area 1. But if you imagine on area 2, you're also gonna be getting the infection mine, which means you can easily infect them as well. And once they're infected, that's going to increase their damage, right? Because of your second passive perk. They get more damage the more infected they are. So that's the reason why I have it there, even though I couldn't showcase in the video. But you just imagine the damage from these explosive mines will just be even higher because of the infection that you're going to be getting from either your zombies from the preset or just the infection mine that you're going to be using as a special cards itself. But guys, that's the video. That's the ultimate build, ultimate best build for Alex. And see you guys in the next one. And enjoy the build.